This is still Politics HQ. Let's go to Edo State. The National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party has suspended Dan Orbih. It's a national vice chairman, South-South, in a statement on Wednesday, according to Debo Ologunagba. Now, the People's Democratic Party's national publicity secretary. Now, he said that Dan was suspended over his comments against Asue Ighodalo, the party's candidate in the forthcoming Edo governorship polls. In May, Dan kicked against Ighodalo's candidacy, insisting that the people of the state would only vote for someone who would give them a sense of belonging. Now joining me on the program is Dennis Osaretin, is a legal practitioner, and also Bob-Manuel Umoru, a political scientist, a strategist, and also an analyst. Thank you for joining me on the program. Thank you.
Good evening.
All right, Bob. Interesting times in Edo State. Let's start off with of course, judicial back and forth as regards the candidacy of Asue Ighodalo. Your reaction on that?
All right. I think for the first time, I would say that the right pegs are put in the right hole, in the sense that before the Congress itself, I made an open complaint, and it was on national televisions. And of course, I have a written letter to the national chairman, the acting national chairman, to say, Ambassador Umaru Damagun, stating the fact that PDP was sitting on a keg of gunpowder, and this was bettered pro 2023, and of course the aftermath of the 2023 general election. And again, now a party that has been reading with crisis would be expected to ensure that those crises are knit in the bud. But what did PDP do? Instead of trying to institute a recovery process, a process that will lead to reconciliation and harmony among all the stratas that made up the political party, what are we doing? We are instead tensioning the whole party again with new issues, because Edo 2024 presents an opportunity for the national party, the National Working Committee, to begin to re-strategize on rebuilding the party, reforming the party, to reclaim and of course go for a higher glory of what she was known for, rather than this shadow of decay or decadence that have prevailed on the party. Now, there was a Congress that was held February this year, and that Congress fell short of the constitutional provision of the constitution of our great party, PDP, and of course beat again the Electoral Act. Now, you had a Congress where people, the ad hoc delegates were not properly put in place, and those who were properly elected were not allowed to showcase what the tenets of democracy are in the primary in the primary election that the Congress was supposed to bet. Now, we had 381 delegates being excluded from the process, and of course, we had a Congress that instead of 192 officials signing the results, as this is the outcome of each ward, 33 delegates per ward, we had only 2 persons, the governor of Enugu, and of course Pascal Adigwe, who is a boy to an interest party in person of His Excellency, who committed electoral fraud, committed a rape on democracy and a rape on the party principle. The constitution that they were supposed to uphold. Only 2 persons signing results that 192 persons were supposed to sign. These were the issue before the court. And the court said, and mind you, before the primary, there was an order from the court asking them to have a stay on the primary, meaning that the primary should not hold. The primary was suspended. But PDP, the new executive, of course, being headed by all the members of the National Working Committee, the major actors there, those are the national heads of affairs who have glued themselves to not obeying the constitutional provision of our nation. went ahead to organize the primaries. And of course, it already became an issue in court that there is a litigation and people must answer. Now, that was prior to the primaries. On the day of the primaries, they went ahead, they did whatever they want to do, not minding the provision of the law that sets up the Congress and, of course, the party. And again, the court came out to say that whatever was done, that those persons who were unlawfully excluded have the right. And so the court they said that the primary, the Congress was nullified, and of course it affected the primaries. And so, if you say you are not going to learn in the good way, you will learn in the hard way. This has been some of our crime. But of course, I would also, perhaps after now, I will forward to you some of the letters that I personally wrote to the acting national chairman, and of course the video where I asked him to answer this question. I particularly, on the day of the primary election, put the national chairman on phone. I called him. He said he was in his home state for the by-election that the court nullified the election, that he was there for the senatorial election and of course that of the House of Reps. So he didn't know what was happening, and I complained to him. And then in my press briefing, and of course the information I sent to him, I sent a memo to him to answer this question. Two sitting commissioners in Obaseki's administration told me it was alleged that the governor of Edo State gave to the National Working Committee, especially the acting chairman and of course the public secretary, the sum of $2 million, money meant for the state was now given to just two persons. The Commonwealth of the people transferred to a few.
I'm sorry, but that's alleged, right?
Questions.
That's alleged, right?
Yes, it was alleged.
Okay, so you don't have proof of that.
They told me they confirmed it. Two serving commissioners, whom I have a very strong relationship with, they cannot deny this. They told me the governor gave out $2 million to NWC members. And that is why they became hatchet men for Governor Obaseki, ensuring that Asue Ighodalo, who knows nothing about Edo politics, who has never voted all his entire life in Edo State, who doesn't know the peculiarity of the problem that is bedeviling the state and the people, who was also part of Obaseki's government rolling down to 8 years. They grinded Edo State. Edo State was on the pedestal of flying.
Well, on this program, I had a conversation with members of the Asue Ighodalo campaign, media campaign team, and of course he vehemently denied that his candidacy was not invalidated. As a matter of fact, he called it, a mischievous misinterpretation by some very, very aggrieved individuals who just came out on that day and misinterpreted the court ruling. However, the People's Democratic Party has approached the Court of Appeal in Abuja Division to appeal the Federal High Court judgment to invalidate the primaries and all of that. So my question to you is this. Many have also said this is a party matter, an internal affair. Why allow this, spiral, out of, permit me to use the word proportion, going into, the courts? Okay.
I am not a lawyer, but I have many of them as my friends and leaders, and we discuss, we report at length. You see, the matter of primaries and all the rest of it, yes, we've had precedents from court that said it's party affair, as it happened to us in 2023. We embraced it as a judgment. We were okay with it, and we moved on. But you see, the matter that has to do with congresses, these are electoral and electioneering processes that must follow the tenets of the Constitution. So when it comes to Congress, it's about the people. It's about the generality of the members of PDP in Edo State, whom these ad hoc delegates are representing or going to represent at any Congress or any primaries that is scheduled to hold, either at local government level, at senatorial level, at federal constituency level, or at state level or national level. These persons have been empowered by all members of the party of different strata within the 18 local governments of Edo State to represent them. Now, you cannot say that it's a party affair, that the leadership of the party, a few, will not come and decide for what the tenets of democracy have said, that all of us should have a say in it. And then the ad hoc delegates strictly the judgment itself and the case that was taken to court was focused on not the primaries, but of course the Congress. Like my learned brother, leader, and friend will say, Barrister Ighodalo, you can't put something on nothing and expect it to stand. So the matter was about the Congress. The Congress started on a fraudulent note, and it's going to end on the table of the law. And the law had decided. Now, if they said it was not nullified, it was misinterpreted, why are they in appeal court? Why are they calling Barrister Ighodalo? Why are they calling leaders of notes to please come to the negotiation table after defiling all negotiation attempts? And the acting national chairman, the national secretary, and leaders of thought of PDP not say boldly to the nations that they've waved into Edo matters for more than 15 times, and there is no good end to the crisis. Why? Because the present governor is recalcitrant to change, and it's recalcitrant to good reasoning. These things are there. So when they now said that the matter before them, that the matter before them is a party matter. Did you take a people's matter and ask the party to decide? No, you are sending people, and the people have come to the court to seek redress. And
all right, Bob-Manuel, let's leave that for a moment.
In their favor this year, they never said the judgment was wrong. They never said the judgment was faulty. They clapped for the judgment. Why are they not accepting this one? If the judgment did not nullify the Congress and the primary, why are they then in court?
All right, Bob-Manuel, let's move away from this for a moment. Let's move away from this. Let's talk about another issue, and that is, of course, the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party suspending Dan Orbih, the National Vice Chairman, South-South. I mean, the reason for this is, according to them, anti-party activities, where, of course, according to, at some point, Dan was said to have said some things which they considered wasn't in the interest of the party. Now, part of what he said is whoever will address the problems of our people will give people a strong sense of belonging is the person we are going to vote for. Let us pray to God to give us wisdom and direction. We must go. We cannot be fooled a second time. I mean, these are the words of Dan. So I'd just like to know your reaction, by the working committee, suspending Dan.
There is this, I've forgotten the name of the musician that sang one particular song one time. Trying to connote that three children are playing, and of course, they are playing happily. I want to say categorically and on good notes, and as a stakeholders in this party, that the NWC is just outside the rain playing. I know there are times when the rain is falling, children will want to come outside to play, rub their body on the floor, then again clean themselves with the same rain. The NWC is just playing around what they know cannot hold. Why do I say this? When I now say the three of them, is that we have Governor Basaki on one side, we have Asue Ighodalo on one side, and we have the NWC on one side. Three students playing and deceiving themselves. It is on record today that on the 12th of May, if I'm not mistaken, yes, on the 12th of May, Chief Dan Orbih had approached a competent court, a federal high court in Abuja. I have it here on the 10th of May, 2024. Approached the court, asking the court to grant an injunction, stopping his ward chairman, to PDP and INEC from unlawfully, or whichever way, suspending him for party as an officer of the party. And the court granted that order. And that order has not been vacated. It has not been challenged in court. And the order was granted just recently, which was on the 19th of June. So, and PDP was served, INEC was served, Edo State PDP chapter was served, the ward chairman was served. As a matter of fact, the ward chairman is somebody I know, and he has received his own. So I don't know if PDP, who said is a party that obeys the law, or is a party that believes in the tenets of democracy and believes in the law of Nigeria, will now go ahead to say that they are suspending the national vice chairman after the court has given them an order not to temper such. They did not go to the court to challenge or to vacate that order, and the order has not been vacated. So whatever they are doing now is just a play. You know, it's a
so are you saying they are acting against the law?
Yes, that is contempt of court. And as of today, see that all these legal bench has written to them. They have received it. I have it here. The leader of the South, who is the deputy chairman of the party, the chief Rashid Arapada, has gotten his own. Tawfiq Arapada has gotten his own. He has been served, and it was documented as received. So whatever they are doing now is they are just this contempt of court. A party that believes in the tenets of democracy, a party that really wants to say that Nigerians to give them the chance of coming back to governance to see how they can ameliorate the pains of Nigeria and lead this nation and push this nation to prosperity and growth would not, I repeat, go against a competent court of law that gave an order. You did not approach the court to vacate that order. You did not challenge the order. You did not appeal. You did not do anything. And you want to sit down to say you are suspending. The court was explicit. The court mentioned all the parties that should not attend. So what they are doing now is just a charade. It's a play. And that brings me again to what I have said, that I stand on it. Two sitting commissioners in Obaseki's administration told me categorically, I don't want to mention their name on air.
I mean,
but when the chiefs are done, I will mention their name.
I mean, if you're so confident, you could choose to mention the names of these commissioners.
If you know, Obaseki is petty and is somebody who will always go out for them. As I speak to you, if I mention their name now, before 2 hours, you will see their name online. They've been sacked. I know him. So when the chiefs are down, I challenge Obaseki to challenge me that he did not, as it was alleged, he did not give the NWC $2 million. Let him challenge me. And I will bring out documents where Obaseki has paid billions of naira to a certain firm whom they said Asue Ighodalo is the principal head of that firm in billions for legal fees. And I will also bring documents that will say XYZ, how the monies of a State have depleted into the pockets of individuals. So somebody who could run down the commonwealth of the people, how much do you think he cannot give to NWC? And that is why the NWC, they are just like puppets who are asked to play football under the hottest sun, and then they have no choice than to stay under the sun and play, because if they don't play, they will go hungry.
But
so
Bob-Manuel, this is not looking, in any way good for the People's Democratic Party. The election is just, around the corner, and looking at this magnitude of internal crisis, I would not see a situation where maybe this might impact on the party's chances in the polls negatively.
It impacted on the party's chances before the Congress. It even impacted on the party's chances 3 years ago.
Are you not worried that your party, is being dragged left and center internally?
I'm not worried. I'm not worried. You see, this whole matter is something they don't want to tell you. You see, most of the NWC members and national leaders of the party are scared of saying the truth. They feel if they say the truth, that somebody somewhere will snip them out of political relevance. My friend, I am a Nigerian before becoming a member of any political party. I am first a citizen of Edo State before becoming a member of a political party. So my number one allegiance first go to the people and not my party. So when there are issues that have to do face to face, head to head between the people and the party, I will take the side of the party. Now, what are the issues? And why are we where we are? Is the fact that members of the NWC, starting from Secondus down to Ayu and now Damagun and Bature and all their life, have refused.
All right, Bob-Manuel, I'm sorry we need to go on a break, but we will pick up from this point. Please hold your thought just for a moment. We'll go on a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. This is still Politics HQ on New Central Television. And of course, at this half of the program, we are x-raying the internal crisis within the People's Democratic Party in Edo State. I still have with me Bob-Manuel Umoru, a political scientist, strategist, and also analyst. Thank you for staying with me at Bob-Manuel. Now, before we went on that break, you were trying to make me understand how much of an impact this might have on the elections. But I'd just like to add a bit of joinder to that. What would you consider a way forward?
All right, the way forward is certainly nothing can be done now. If anybody in Edo State, PDP, NWC, or PDP worldwide tells you that they can wade into Edo PDP crisis, and of course, normalcy will return, there will be unity, there will be reconciliation, and of course, it will prepare victory, the person is the biggest liar. And the truth is that too many water have gone under the bridges of Edo PDP crisis. And retracing or retracting those water again before addressing the issues one after the other would take too many years. Now, this is the way forward. The way forward is as it is. The NWC, who is supposed to be an unbiased umpire, has just like Esau requested for a plate or a pot of pottage, and they sold out their rights, their dignity, and their authority. And of course, like we said, things are falling apart. The center can no longer hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon not just the word now, but upon the word of PDP. So the way forward is, after the 2024 election, which holds on the 21st of September, then PDP can then begin to pick the debris of the crisis that has ridden the party into shreds. They can pick them together. Are
you suggesting that your party would lose the elections?
Yes, as it is. See, watch me today. PDP will come third in this election. Now, let me give you the analysis. We have 18 local governments in Edo State. Of the 18 local governments, Edo South, that is the most populated region, has 7 local governments. Edo Central has 5 local governments with the least population. And Edo North, which is the second, has 6 local governments. Now, 192 wards. If you check, there's been a tsunami and tornado of resignation and decamping that hit PDP. And PDP will take over 4 years to recover from that tsunami. I'm telling you the truth, which they will not want to tell you. Now, how do I mean? In Edo Central, all the big wigs that can win the election for PDP at any point, at units, at what, at local government, and of course at the federal constituency, all of them resigned and joined the APC. Now, in Edo South, the same thing has happened. The center is no longer holding as it used to be. It is depleted. Then you now come to Edo North. Edo North has always been the very strong hold of the APC. Why? Because of Comrade Adams Ali Osomole, who is now a senator representing Edo North. Why? When he gets sway as governor of Edo State, Adams Osomole transformed Edo State. He received the best of criticism from the national vice chairman of PDP, Dan Orbih, which made him have this robust thinking of always being proactive. He will always tell you, before Dan Orbih wake up, let me work. Before Dan Orbih wake up, let me work. Nobody is doing that for Obaseki. Even when they are doing it, Obaseki attack them at night and destroy them at day. That is him. Now, Edo North decide who win this election. Unfortunately, Edo North doesn't have a gubernatorial candidate. No gubernatorial candidate of note, no politician of note, no seasoned politician of note is on any party's ticket in Edo North. But in Edo Central, we have 2. And of the 2, one is a homeboy, the other one is an imported contraband. Then in Edo South, we have the Labour Party candidate, who is Barrister Olumide Akpata, who is still struggling to climb the ladder of being a known politician, being acceptable and being able to win election. But here is the point. We have a Dennis Denko, who is the deputy governorship candidate to the sitting senator Monday Ogbawolo of the APC.
I'm sorry, Bob-Manuel, but we need to go. Bob, we need to go. Thank you so much for your time on the program. I know you have a lot to say. Maybe we would continue with some other time. We'll bring you on some other time, but thank you for your time.
But you will not forget this.
Okay.
APC will come first, Labour will come second, Asue will come distant third, and it will be on its way back to Lagos. where he thinks boardroom governance and political governance are
I'm
the
sorry,
same.
I'm almost tempted to ask, you really don't sound patriotic.
No, if you said I am not patriotic, you are being unfair to me. Because patriotism has to do with the people and the nation. This guy, do you know who Asue Ighodalo is? It is on record. Google it. Last year, Nigerian brewery said they lost 145 billion. Who was in charge? Asue Ighodalo.
Of course, I would love to have you back, you know, on the show. But thank you so much. We are pressed for time. Bob-Manuel, thank you once again. Thank you. Wow. Really heated one this evening. But in case you missed out, you can actually catch up on our YouTube platform. That's at News Central TV. You can follow me personally on socials at Dakbo at Digboye. Bye for now.